All right, Hal, we need to get to the crater. What does the map say? I don't know. I don't really think I like the map too much. I think I'm just going to mosey over here. Hal! Yes, what does the map say? I'm really an expert on lunar geography and I don't need a map, so I'm just going to mosey over here. Hal, what? What does the map say? Maps have never treated me well. I'm not going to listen to a map. I'm just going to mosey over here. He's going to be lost. Hey everybody, Dr. Schlater here, and I want to talk about the biggest mistake people make with statistics. Here's an example of the biggest mistake. This is from lesson 8.4. There was a problem about the pizza toppings and how many toppings people wanted on their pizza. You created a dot plot that looked like this, and I asked, what do you notice about the number of toppings that this group of customers ordered? Here's a response that I got from a student. I've changed it a little bit, but this is what they were saying. 12 students like pepperoni, 13 like cheese. And then they listed other toppings. Now, here's the issue. This is something about pizza, absolutely true, but it's not talking about the data set and the number of toppings. It's like I'm asking you how to get to the crater and you're not using the map. The biggest problem is that you use your own knowledge and you don't use the data set. It's really important every time I give you a problem to use the data set. What does the data set tell you? Here's an example of a good response. The number of people who want 0 toppings and 2 toppings is the same because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 people who want 0 and 1, 2, 3, 4 people who want 2. 5 people want 1 topping. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a response that talks about the data set, not just what you know about pizza. Here's another example, also from lesson 8.4. You had this dot plot that talked about hours spent on homework per week. What value do you think would be a good description of the homework time of the students in this group? Explain your reasoning. And I had a couple people say, well, it should just be 1 hour since you want to have free time and homework should only take 1 hour. And again, that's something you believe about homework, but does it match the data set? Again, you use your own knowledge and you don't use the data set. So here's an example of a better response. I think the best value is 3 because for 3, there is 10 students that is studying less than 3 hours, while there is 12 students studying more than 3 hours, and 10 and 12 aren't so far apart. So this person was looking at the data set. They were saying there are 10 students to the left of 3, and there are 12 students to the right of 3, so 3 is a good choice for the center or the typical value. This person looked at the data set. Let's look at one more example. Here's a problem from lesson 8.7, talking about a histogram now. Write 2 to 3 sentences that describe the distribution of the heights of the baseball players. Comment on the center and spread of the data. So these are the baseball players in the bars here. These are their heights in inches. Here are 2 answers that don't use the data set. The spread of the baseball players is smaller because most people love playing like basketball and football. Or the spread is smaller because baseball players score less. These may be true statements, but they don't talk about the data set. Again, the problem is you use your own knowledge, but you don't use the data set. So here's an example of a better response. The baseball players' heights range from 66 to 80. There's 66, there's 80. That's the one cluster we have right there. Our center and average would be around 72. And yeah, that's about where the middle is right there. That's an answer that uses the data set. So, how can you avoid this mistake? Well, here are 3 suggestions I want to give you. First off, read the description of the data set several times. If I'm looking at this histogram at the top, I want to focus in. That's dog weights. Dog weights. I'm talking about dog weights. Or if I'm looking at the dot plot down below, then I need to read through 25 sixth grade students were asked to estimate how many hours a week they spend talking on the phone. Okay, so, and again, you might even focus in hours on the phone. Read that description several times. Second thing, find the units. Almost always we're going to be measuring something. So for example, this histogram at the top, it is measuring things in kilograms, not pounds. And on the bottom, we're talking about hours. How many hours per week? Find the units so you can talk about them and you can use them in your description. And then finally, think about what each bar or stack of dots mean. So pick a bar. So for example, if I'm doing the histogram, I might choose this first bar. That's going between 10 and 15, and it has a height of 5. 5 dogs weigh between 10 and 15 kilograms. Look how I'm using everything. I'm using the description, I'm using the bar, I'm using the units. 5 dogs, that's height 5, weigh between 10 and 15 kilograms. Or down here, let's take that 2 stack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 students spend 2 hours on the phone per week. And again, I'm using everything I see in that dot plot. 5 dots above 2, and 2 stands for 2 hours on the phone per week. If you do these 3 things, you can do a really good job of avoiding the mistake of not using the dot plot. The data set. Please always look at your map. Always look at your data set.